everyone. We are in the middle of nap time. Well, at least Henry is still going strong on his nap. I was napping with Street Daisy. Yes, here's Daisy. Yeah. And Audrey is awake. So I figured before Henry woke up. Okay, so I figured my farmhouse arrived today. So between my excitement and having one less kid, let's just get this fabric haul filmed. Why don't we? Well, it is now the next day. I've got Daisy out there sleeping on the couch, and the two older kiddos are with the husband. They are picking up curbside groceries, which has come in a huge... We've never done it until now, like with Daisy, but it has been a huge, just like convenience, lifesaver, whatever. Anyway, trying to get into the goodies of the fabrics. So, I got them organized, and let's get into the haul. I've got 2 day gowns planned for Sweet Daisy. One of them is going to be out of this Swiss flannel. So if you've been following me for a while, you know that I like this super fine flannel a lot. And to be honest, I've never used a Swiss flannel before. So I was like, I gotta get my hands on it and use it. You know what I mean? I've seen it before, but I've never used it. Now this Swiss flannel, this is like, it's a finer weight than the superfine flannel. The superfine flannel is a little bit more like, both of them are quality fabrics, don't get me wrong. The superfine flannel, it has a feeling more of like cozy comfort, like gonna keep your baby just nice and snuggled and warm and all that sort of goodness. This one feels more, it's still soft, don't get me wrong, but it's less on the cozy side and more on the heirloom side, if that makes any sense at all. So this is more like for like a pretty day gown, as opposed to the superfine flannel that is just like, it's gonna keep your baby just cozy. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but yeah. So this is a pink. What shade does it supposed to? Soft baby pink, ballet pink. So this, I'm going to be doing a just a really pretty day gown and videoing it old-fashioned baby style, and I've got 2 different laces that's going with it, and yeah, excited about that. Really excited about using that flannel. I've never used that flannel before, and it's yummy. The other thing that I've never used, so excited to finally cut into some of this stuff. This is the, I'm going to say it wrong, Burmissima Batiste. This is in the color mint, and I've just never used it before, so I wanted to get my hands on it and do a sweet little baby dress for Daisy, a baby gown. And this I'm going to be doing a embroidery design on. I do have it. Oh, here it is. It's in the works. I need to kind of resize the collar a little bit, but as far as the design, it's gonna have little daisies. That's going to be cut work embroidery, and then it's going to have I think the dots are going to be granados, but I haven't quite made up my mind, and they might be French knots, and they might be tiny little eyelets. I don't really know yet. That's the beauty of these, and I've done embroidery files before, and I'm always like, you embroider it how you want to. This is just like the design, the shapes, like you can take it and run with it. And then it's got the edging on the embroidery that is going to be like a padded satin stitch. So I'll be doing a video on that and how I embroider it, and then that's going to be the collar for this little day gown. So really excited about those sweet little things. What should I do next? Easter. Let's do Easter next. So for Easter, I got like the same fabrics. That way they all, that's how the kiddos are going to like match or whatever. And this is their luster cambric linen. Okay. So it is not as fine as that handkerchief whatever linen. It's got good body to it, and it's oh, I mean, it's, let me see, you can see my hand. Can you see my hand on the video, I'm not really sure, but you can, in person, you can see it a little bit, but it's not like handkerchief linen at all. Oh, let me fold this back up before I make a mess out of this. So I got the white for the base for all of the garments, and then I'm going to accent them with blue. So I'm going to do a Madeira hem. Ooh, I'm losing stuff. So I've got a Madeira hem planned for both, Audrey and Daisy's dresses. And then for Henry, I'm definitely going to use this blue to accent it. I'm not really sure exactly like how yet. If I'm going to do maybe sleeve bands and then maybe do the bottom. I don't know. I'm going to play with it. But maybe the collar, stuff like that. And as far as the design, so that's really all of the materials for Easter. But then I'm going to be doing some drawn thread and some embroidery on all of them, and I'm going to be accenting the embroidery with these little tiny they're like little mother of pearl discs. I think they call them sequins because they're so small, but they've got 2 little holes in them and you can, use to sew on. And I actually saw these things way back. Goodness, I think Audrey had just been born, but I can't remember. And so I have some of them here, and then I wanted to get more. I think I might actually get, because this is 3 dozens of them that I ordered, but I'm thinking I actually need a couple more than that to accent in between the embroidery. I think it'll be fun and just add a little bit of like cute little sparkle to it. So that's what I'm doing for Easter. Really excited about that and about getting into drawn thread and stuff of that nature. So next, let's go on to Henry's birthday. Charlie and I talked about doing a vintage car theme. The boy loves his cars. So I wanted it to be like a vintage vibe, and I got this, they call it a satin finish bouquet, which I had never heard of before, right? Is that what they called it? I've got my invoice here. Yeah, satin finish bouquet, and this is in the color ecru. So that's going to be the top of the romper, and then the bottom of the romper is going to be this bouquet. It's a bird's eye bouquet in this blue color, and I think the 2 of them really, it's going to be really cute together, and they do definitely have a vintage vibe. And then to kind of have a nice transition between the 2, I got a bouquet piping. That's the word, piping, a bouquet piping. And so that'll just kind of, transition from one to the other. And then I'm going to do the hand-embroidered vintage cars on them. And then I've got these little covered buttons for the back. I think that was for the back of this. I think I've got 3 of them for the back of this, and then 3 of them for, I don't have my notes in front of me, and I don't want to wake up the little one. But I think I got the other 3 for this number. And this I am excited about. So I saw an article in the Threads. It was online for Threads. I thought I might have heard her wake up. But so what they did is they took some silk tulle. So I've got silk tulle in an ivory color. And now in the Threads magazine, they use silk taffeta. But I didn't see a color of silk taffeta that I wanted to use for this technique. So I wanted to stay more in the ivory champagne color, and actually this is really, really pretty. It has a very slight tint or hint of pink in it. What do they call this? A champagne kiss silk. Dupagnone. People are going to be like, oh, you're mispronouncing it again. Yeah, that's just, it's imprinted in my mind. I don't know. That's how my mind works. So it's a very, very slight hint of pink to it, and I think it's going to be so pretty on Daisy. And I'm going to be doing the technique on this, where they kind of take the silk, and they use taffeta, but whatever, but they kind of take the silk and they put it on the silk tulle as like a ribbon with a curve to it. It's neat. I'm going to be doing a video on it. And now the body of this is the silk tulle, so it's see-through. So because of that, I got this, oh, it's so yummy. This is some Dutch's silk satin, It's Italian though. It's a different than silk satin I've gotten in the past. I did silk satin for my wedding dress, and that was a lot more like shiny and yeah. So this says Duchess silk satin Italian. I think the one that I got for my wedding dress was ordered from England, if I'm not mistaken. But this is definitely a different different animal than the stuff I got from my wedding dress. And I'm really excited about this. So this will just be like a slip sort of thing for the dress. I should have unraveled that. And then I got the silk charmeuse piping. This is some of my favorite stuff from Farmhouse Fabrics to go along with it, just in case I wanted to use some of that on there. So let's put that aside. Oh, Valentine's Day! Valentine's Day is just around the corner, y'all. And for that, I am going with a vintage Valentine's Day sort of thing. They have these new buttons in. They are covered satin buttons. They're like completely covered. And I grabbed up some of those to use as closures and embellishments on these things. So for Daisy, since she is obviously very much an infant, I went with Nola for her just to have like a lighter, delicate look, you know. And so I've got, keeping it vintage, for some reason that means like ivory to me. I don't know why, but that's that's where my mind goes. So I got her the ivory Nola, is that what they call it? No, they call it natural. Hold on, she just woke up. Alright, so can we talk about fabric? Oh no! Alright, so I got the natural Nola for her, and I've used Nola a number of times in the past. I love this fabric. It's just yummy goodness. It like has this wonderful sheen to it, a wonderful weight, and it's lovely to smock and embroider and, you know, do all that nice handwork on. So I got her the natural for the base of the gown, and then I'm going to do a sweet little Madeira hem on it with the Nola in the light pink color. And it just does look darling together. I'm really excited about that for Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is like one of those things, it's just so fun to dress your kiddos in. Like last year, I did Henry and Audrey in, I did white dotted Swiss with, it was both smock. So Audrey had a smock bishop, and I did smocking underneath like the yoke, and both I did shadow hearts on, which actually for Audrey's first Valentine's Day, I did a pink version of that with shadow hearts. I do have a video on how to do those shadow hearts if you're interested. But it's just so fun to dress your kids up in, even if you have nowhere to go. It's kind of like all dressed up and nowhere to go, but which is going to be us. But it's just fun. It just makes it. They're just so, I don't know. It's just fun. Take some cute little photos. Then for the base for Audrey and Henry's, I am using this. They call it ivory, or they call it something else. Hold on. Off-white, man. I'll tell you what. Okay, so they're calling this ivory / champagne. And this is Satin Batiste. Satin Batiste is another one of my go-to favorites. It is kind of an affordable version of the Nola. It has a bit more body to it. And it's still sheer. You can still do plenty of shadow work on it or whatever, and it will show through. I've done that before for a 4th of July thing for the two little ones last year. I think it was last year. And that worked out fine. But it's just like an affordable version of Nola. So I've got the ivory champagne for the body for Henry's and Audrey's. And then I've got these 3 fabrics. One of them is a polka dot with a black polka dot with a ivory background. One of them is this pink. So I've got a pink sateen and a red sateen and these polka dots. I really want to do, I don't know, I'm just going to I knew I wanted to play with these 3 fabrics. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to put them together. I do have an embroidery file together for Valentine's Day, and then I'm going to use these as embellishments on the garment as well. So it'll be fun to play around with all of that. And let's see, what else? What other garment do we need to talk about? Oh, so there's this one that is going to be from a blue satin batiste. Like I said, Satin Batiste is one of my favorite go-tos. It's just a great balance of like, it's an affordable fabric. It's still a great quality fabric. So anyway, it's best of both worlds. This is a very exciting thing that I'm going to try out. Well, I hope it's exciting. This is something new that I'm trying out this year where I'm doing a series. So this dress, I have designed a little blue dress with a ton of techniques on it. It is just jam-packed with goodies, like just heirloom techniques. I think most of them are by machine, if not all of them. And I'm going to present it as a series of videos with the idea of kind of like sewing along with me and see how that works, how that goes over. So I've got lace tape to go with this dress. White lace tape. I also have white entredeaux, but I just got like 10 yards of entredeaux, and I've got it in like in a regular size entredeaux, and I've got it in baby size. Both of those are white. And then I've got like an ivory champagne. No, they call it champagne entredeaux too. This is a baby entredeaux. These are things I like to just keep on hand, especially the white entredeaux. I like to keep white entredeaux on hand, and I will use some of it for this blue dress that I'm doing, but I just like to have it. I also just stocked up on other notions like cording. I've got size 12 as well as size 8 cording. They come in a pack of 10 yards. Both of them are $4 a piece. Can't go wrong with that. Another thing I just like to keep on hand. It comes in handy whether you're making your own piping or you're making like a cording filled pin tuck with that, it gives it that extra body to it. It's just stuff I like to keep on hand. So going along with that, love this stuff. This this blah blah blah. It's both white as well as ivory, but it's 2-inch wide strips of German interfacing. If you don't know, German interfacing basically does not shrink. Basically does not shrink. For all intents and purposes, so you don't have to worry about pre-washing it. And the 2-inch wide strips, there are 5 yards. They come on a 5-yard length, each for $6 a piece. It's just super convenient. Super convenient, because before these strips, you would order a couple yards or whatever to keep on hand. And at least for me, you can see I have no extra space, y'all. I have no extra counter space, storage space, nothing. So it was just cumbersome to work with yardage of them. I mean, I can see the benefit in having it if you've got more space, but if you're like me and you're stuck in your sewing space like a little sardine, like, these things are where it's at. It's super convenient and affordable, and 2 inches wide is great for, collars and like the center front, facing of a garment. It's very convenient. Anywho, so then I stocked up on my twin needles, different sizes for that, and I got this Aurifil. This is my first time ordering Aurifil thread, and this Aurifil thread is a match for that that silk dress that I'm making with the ribbons, because I've got to top stitch the silk, so I needed it to be a really good match. And then I got some new patterns. So Harper came out, and I didn't really jump on it. I don't know. I wanted to. And I don't know if Audrey was just getting to the point where she was out of bubbles or whatever, but now I've got Daisy, so I was like, I'm going to jump on a Harper and make some fun stuff for that. And I really should have gotten it for Henry. There is a boy version on it, but I just didn't do it. So I'm going to be making Harper and doing tutorials on that. So excited to have Robert. So excited to have Robert. Not only for Henry, but also for the girls. Abby from Dress Them Dearly did some lovely pajamas for her kiddos. She's got 2. If you don't know, she does a lot of blogs. She does a lot of good stuff. Go follow her Instagram. She's got 2 kiddos. One, her daughter is probably around 3. She's probably Audrey's age, and then she's got a son, Robbie, who is, I want to say about 6 months, but don't quote me. But yeah, she made some pajamas for them for Christmas that were just darling. She made them out of the Swiss flannel. They were so cute. And then she embroidered their monogram on the pocket. They were really cute. I got a full size of Franny. That way I can do matching, you know, Franny and like the full size Franny with the baby Franny for the two girls. Why do I have Lee in here? I shouldn't have Lee in here. I already have Lee's pattern. I don't know what happened. And then I got, oh, duh. This is the bigger version of Lee, so I can continue making it for Audrey. That's why I have Lee in here. I'm a little, in my mind. And I also have the big version of Mary D because, again, Audrey is growing. And then I've got two old-fashioned baby patterns. Old-fashioned baby patterns, I get asked the question of, like, you know, what are the best patterns for just fresh infants, and I would say to go do the old-fashioned baby patterns. The images on the covers are a little bit, like, some people steer away from these patterns because I think they look at the images and they can't really get a good feeling for what the garment is going to look like. But I love these patterns once you kind of get past the cover of them. And that's what I'm using to do these guys out of, and I will be showing videos on those. Did I put you to sleep? Goodness. Anywho, so that is my fabric haul. I am, of course, I always say I'm super, super excited, but I'm always super, super excited. It's the best thing when your farmhouse arrives. I was tracking this package. I was like refreshing the browser and seeing where it was, and it actually came a day early, so that was a great surprise. And yeah, I'm always super excited about it. Springtime especially is just so yummy for heirloom sewing, you know. It's just like it sparkles in springtime. And anywho, so yeah, I've got 3 to sew for, and I have to figure out the logistics behind that. Actually, Charlie is painting the playroom / sewing room side of our addition. Hopefully today and tomorrow he'll be done with the painting. So we'll be moving stuff in there slowly but surely over the next like month or whatever, and starting to use that space, which hopefully will allow me to sew and stay on top of all of this sort of stuff. That's the plan, at least. That's the goal. So I hope all is well with everybody. Things are settling down here. Daisy's about a week and a half old. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling, and I hope this was helpful, inspiring, you know, get your juices flowing, get your ideas you can take with them and run with them and make them your own. I will have everything linked down below as always. Definitely a huge thank you to Farmhouse, as always. I would not be able to do all these videos for everybody, and then of course I get to keep all these yummy garments for my kiddos. It's just so special, and I can't thank them enough. But yeah, gonna get off of here, stop rambling. Anywho, I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, put them down in the comments below, and I will do my best to answer them. And as always, I appreciate y'all for watching, and I hope to catch y'all next time.